What was life like for families divided by the Cold War? Imagine waking up every day knowing that your loved ones are just across a border, but you cannot see them. During the Cold War, millions of families faced this reality. The political tensions of the era created physical barriers that kept families apart for years. Borders between countries like East and West Germany became heavily guarded, especially after the Berlin Wall was built in 1961. Before that, many East Germans escaped to West Germany, but after the wall went up, crossing became nearly impossible. Families found themselves separated by concrete walls and armed guards, making reunions rare and difficult. In Cuba, the situation was even more heartbreaking. During the early 1960s, the government launched Operation Pedro Pan, which sent over 14,000 Cuban children alone to the United States. Parents, worried about communist indoctrination under Fidel Castro, made the painful choice to send their children away. Kids often saw their parents only through glass during brief visits, and many grew up with lasting emotional scars. These parents believed sending their children abroad was a way to give them a better future, but the pain of separation stayed with everyone involved. In Eastern Europe, strict government controls meant families could only reunite under very limited conditions. Many families were torn apart when one member fled as a refugee during crises like the Hungarian Revolution of 1956 or the Prague Spring in 1960. Travel restrictions and government censorship made it nearly impossible to stay in touch or reunite. Those who escaped often did so at great personal risk, leaving loved ones behind with little hope of seeing them again soon. American military families also faced long separations. Soldiers stationed overseas for months or even years meant their families at home had to manage without them. These deployments created emotional strain and logistical challenges, especially when families had to deal with the uncertainty of when their loved ones would return. The Cold War also caused social divides within families. Fear of espionage and accusations of disloyalty led to suspicion and estrangement. During the McCarthy era, families sometimes turned against each other over perceived communist sympathies. During the Lavender Scare, fears about homosexuality added to the social tensions, making family bonds even more fragile. Looking back at the 1960s, many families saw their sacrifices as acts of love and courage. Sending children away or living apart was seen as part of defending freedom and democracy. People relied on letters, which could take months to arrive, or rare visits that required risky crossings. Despite the pain, hope for reunification kept families going, driven by the belief that someday they would be together again. In the end, life for families divided by the Cold War was filled with emotional hardship. Borders, political fears, and government restrictions kept loved ones apart. Yet, their resilience and hope for future reunions reflected the spirit of the era, always looking toward a better, united tomorrow.